Come with me to do my daily routine as a teenage equestrian. First things first, I got up and got dressed. Then I got outside to go do my daily farm chores, which consists of feeding the chickens and letting them out. Today we missed our bus, so me and my bestie stopped for Tim Hortons on the way to school. I ordered a frozen lemonade, and she ordered a frozen peach quencher. After a really busy day, we headed home to go finally ride our ponies. Here's me heading up to go get Jem. So I had to commit to the long journey up, since unfortunately today she was at the top of the pasture. Anyway, she still came to me and it was really easy to catch. Me and Jem both mutually agreed to just go sit down in the field for just a little minute and eat some grass and just sort of chill. For the most part, she just sort of ate grass while I petted her. Then I finally got around to bringing her into her stall where she had her free ride snack, which consists of alfalfa hay cubes soaked in some warm water. Jem very much enjoyed that little snack today. For snack, I took her out in the cross ties and started to take her blanket off so I could get her all brushed up for our lesson today. I undid her front buckles, and then after that I went to go get her back buckles. I released her tail from its little strap, and then I started to go slide her blanket on off, and then go hang it on up so it wouldn't get any wet. Now it was time to finally get her all brushed up. I started by grabbing my shedding blade to get all the loose hair off of her before I started brushing her with my dandy brush or curry comb. But first I obviously had to say a quick hi to my gems. Then I started brushing her down. She wasn't actually too hairy today, so it actually went by pretty quick. Now, here's before I started brushing down her legs. They were really filthy today because it had just rained yesterday. So they were all crusted up with mud. So I had to give them a really good scrub. This is my end result after I had cleaned up her legs. It took a hot minute. Then I took my hard brush out and I gave her a good brush down with that before getting her coat all nice and shiny with a nice little soft brush and clean out her feet. They were really dirty, so I'm really happy I got everything out for her. I finished up grooming her by giving her tail a little brush out for her and then giving her mane a quick once-over. Luckily, it was already pretty clean today, so it did not take much time at all. I picked out my saddle pad for the day. I chose green today because I was wearing green too, so we'd be all nice and matching. So I placed that on her back, got that all adjusted, and it's time to put my half pad on. First, I just sort of put my girth on her neck to keep it there for a second. Then I put my half pad on. Then I grabbed my saddle and put that on her back, moved it around until it was in just the right spot. I took my girth off her neck and started getting that fit onto the saddle. She was really good about it, didn't puff up or anything. She was really well behaved while I was girthing her today. Now it was time to put her boots on. I just had her in a little tendon boot. So I put them on her legs and velcroed them up. After bridling, I made my way up into the arena. We did some warm-up. She was really well behaved today, not too high-spirited, but not really lazy either. Maxine showed me how she could lay down on Patrick. Today, for some canter work, we did some figure eights in the canter. I forgot to switch my lead here, so I'm sort of just cantering on the wrong lead here, so don't mind that. Then, as we came around the bend, I made her trot, and I got the right lead this time. I cantered Jem around the bend just so she could feel the right lead so she could acknowledge we were on it before making her transition into a trot. Gave her a pat and told her she was a good girl. And to cool out today, we decided to go bareback, so that was really fun. It feels really good going bareback, and honestly, we both just really enjoy it. Then, here's me just sort of showing off from our view. Finally, we got out of the ring, and I started to brush her all down. I brushed her down with our soft brush first to get all the dust from the arena off of her. She was a very dusty girl today, so I flicked a lot of dust off. I almost forgot to take her boots off, so anyways, I got that done and velcroed them all up and put that away. Then I did a last little mane brush to make sure I got every last tangle out of her mane before I turned her out. Finally, I gave her a little spray of some healthy hairspray to get her coat all nice and shiny. Then, of course, how could I ever forget to give my Jam her treat? Because she was such a good girl today. After we finally made our way back out to the paddock to say goodnight to my Jam, gave her last treat, last little pet, before saying goodbye and releasing her into her little wild. At first, she was in a little bit of denial because she wanted back inside where her hay was, but she has hay outside, so I said a final goodnight. Here were some pictures I took just before our ride, and that was my day as a teenage equestrian.